And that's a question. I mean, the first question, I guess, is how did we get there? But
Hmm.
to answer the last question first, should it come to pass that a support club, for whatever reason, wants to, and basically what you're describing is a disassociation from the dominant of the area. You're not suggesting that they don't want to be a club anymore. You're
Right.
suggesting
They
that.
want to put the support cookie down.
Right, right. And by the way, just this is just a me thing. I hate that expression, cookie. I just really do always have. I've heard folks use it. Uh, I know the dominant club members that use that expression. It just always rubs me the
Which
wrong way.
which which expression was it?
Support
Cookie,
cookie.
because cookie is something. It sounds like, oh, what do you want? A cookie? Yeah, here you go. That's something everybody can have. I know.
Big Bone.
Mhm.
I can't say this online, but we got to get together. You got to remember that if somebody from your organization here
Mhm.
was to say that to me, that would start up a big joke. Do
Oh,
you
what
want?
about
If they say,
about the
"Lottie, do
cookie?
you want a cookie?" We got to talk, bro. We got.
Yeah. Look. Yeah, we definitely got to have a conversation. But that's just a me thing.
Right.
But I hear people say it, and again, like my whole thing, I was having a conversation with somebody earlier. Tradition, protocol, uh, etiquette. MC, how we move as not just one percenters, but bikers in general on the set. In particular, the black side of the set, right?
Hmm.
I'm real conscientious. I was raised a certain way, whereas when you got a good tan, like we used to say sometimes in my family, when you got a good tan, you got to do things a little bit better. You got to be a cut above the rest. You got to do things twice as good to get half as far. So you are always on your game. So as it relates to this biker thing, I believe, yes, embrace history, tradition, and protocol. So going back to the original subject, so if there is a support club that wants to disassociate themselves, um, the how they do it is important, and let me address that first. But I think the why is more important. But the how they would do it is this: it's going to vary completely from one area to the other. According to the description, it's like the description that you wrote, Black Dragon, sounds like some gang stuff where you got to be jumped in and jumped out, blood in, blood out. And in real life, that's just not the case, because when you leave a motorcycle club, and we all know guys who joined the club and then for whatever reason got out of the club, and I can tell you, uh, it, I could give you $1,000 for every single time somebody went to leave a club and they had to be beat up the same way they got beat up to get in the club. It don't happen. That makes
Hmm.
good TV. It's sexy, right? It's sexy,
Hmm.
but it's not a real thing. Now I'm not saying that there's not some static that might happen when a club doesn't want to be under the support anymore. But the way to do it is, like you said, hey, everybody, lay your rags down. Lay your rags down, do everything properly. There's a procedure. So if in fact you had to do that, every single individual is going to lay their rags down, because if one of them don't, then that club is still up and running.
Hmm.
That's just the last member of that club. If you got 15 guys in the club, 13 of them say we're out. Well, those last two guys are the foundation of that club now, and it's up to them to start rebuilding if they're in fact allowed to. And when I say lay their rags down, I'm talking, turn them in. Like, nah, y'all ain't keeping that. That goes to the dominant, because the set is still there, even if y'all are not.
So
So
what if
that's
we
also
want to
another thing to consider.
leave with our? What if we want to leave, but we're going to keep our club? We're leaving. We're putting down our cookie, but
Okay,
we're not
right.
leaving.
Okay, gotcha. So what you're describing is a club that is leaving. What are they leaving? They're leaving the association of the dominant. Now, that's not an impossibility. It's something that has occurred before, but in many occasions, I've seen one just recently, whereas it was done in an amicable fashion, because the benefit that club received from being a support club, and the benefit that the dominant received from them being a support club, had changed. The relationship had changed. The status of that support club had changed. So they no longer need to be a support club. So you got to ask yourself the question, why would a club care to be a support club in the first place? Because every club that gets blessed by the dominant is not a support club. That's just, something that people say, but it's not true. So there's many 99 clubs that are blessed by one club, but there might only be 4 or 5 support clubs, but there's 60 clubs in that AO in that area.
Mhm.
So becoming a support club in a lot of places, if the set is proper, that's an honor in a lot of occasions. Now, if you are forcing somebody to be a support club, and I'm not saying that's going on rampantly or whatever, but if you're forcing somebody to be a support club, you're already wrong. The whole situation is wrong, because how are you going to force somebody to show you legitimate support?
Right.
It's built in the name,
Right.
support club. So having said that, how do you do it? You do it respectfully. There's conversations. Do it like grown men do. Why you would do it? Let's say that support club that started off in, I don't know, 1990 was 6 guys, and they said, hey, we're trying to get going. We've had a couple of issues with some other clubs, this, that, another thing. We want to be able to move and grow. We dig y'all. We're cool. We used to be cool before so-and-so was in the club. We're going to be a support club to you guys because we move like y'all. We all get along. Flash forward to 2025, that same club with 6 members that had 6 members in 1990 now has 22 chapters across the country, and they got 1,000 members. Now, how are they still supposed to be? And let's say they got good relationships everywhere. Well, they're a different club now, aren't they?
They are.
The relationship is still solid. Why would it be an issue for them to separate? And sometimes, just like in any family, sometimes you got to get out your mama's house. And that's all I'm saying. So when I read the description, and this is not, the goal was not to, let me rip them a new one. No, it ain't like that. What I'm saying is, let me pull it up so I can tell you. It said,
y'all know I got that from, right?
You see what I'm saying? It's like a lot of
it was an AI description.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But once you're in, the rules change. Mandatory runs, short. So here's the thing: mandatory runs. Why are you in a motorcycle club if you don't want to ride it? So mandatory stuff, and I want to address that as well. No, go ahead.
But the point of order is, yeah, you're in your club for mandatory rides. A lot of times when you join up as a support club, you don't know that you got mandatory rides with them. So
wait, but I digress. Here's the thing: when a club becomes a support club, I'm talking straight away. Notice my vernacular, straight away. One of the first questions that pretty much everybody asks is, "Oh, well, what do we got to do?" I can't tell you how many times I've been asked that by guys who were talking about becoming a support club, or that were a support club, or a new member in a support club. So what do we got to do? What's our obligation? And I might say, hey, we got a thing that everybody does, not you guys. We ain't singling you guys out. The set, everybody here, we do, like, for example, breakout. Everybody does breakout. And if you don't do breakout, I'm saying in your own club, forget about me. Your own club is going to be like, hey, look, breakout is coming. And everybody knows the reason for breakout. If you don't, I got a podcast that I did on the breakout that explains why it exists. But in your own club, you don't show up for breakout, you don't got to worry about me. Your own club is going to be addressing that. Now, when breakout happens as a community with the dominant, the support clubs, a variety of 99 clubs, what's at the end of the breakout? Big ass party. Yeah, you're supposed to be there, but we're also doing a color count. That happens at breakout. We're doing a color count to make sure you are who you say you are. You say you're a club, but you got 3 members and 1 bike. No, you're not. That's checks and balances.
We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, that's checks and balances. So guess what? That's not nobody putting their foot on your neck. That is maintaining standards in the MC community. That's all that is. So yeah, there are some things that when we say mandatory, guess what? Nobody put a gun to your head and said you got to put on that that cookie, right? But if you do, as a grown man, you're saying by agreeing to be a support club member, I'm agreeing to this set of standards.
And
so you
yes.
agreed to that on day 1, not on day 50 when you didn't know nothing about it.
You know what I was gonna say before Big Bone, because you said you didn't hear before you came on. Me and Black Dragon was going back and forth, and he was saying, "Well, how would you get out?" And exactly, I kid you not, you just used a larger number that I used. That's exactly what I said. When we first came in, we was 1 chapter, 5 members, blah blah blah. Years down the line, we got 5 different chapters, 5 different states, and maybe we grew up. Now we want to do things, and we go to that same dominant, and sit down as men and talk. See, Black Dragon, what I was talking about.
See, but it sounds sexier. It sounds sexier to say that oh, it was bombs bursting in the air and fighting.
But you can't say that bombs don't burst in there either, though. You can't say because I've been around a long time.
Yeah,
and I've seen it where it hasn't been such a nice conversation whatsoever.
Oh yeah,
but you got to take all of the things that happen everywhere and then come to a consensus. Well, that may happen there, that may not happen that time, but it doesn't happen all the time.
And a lot of times it's individuals. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
A lot of times what we're talking about when there are those, the rare occasion where there's some sort of a dusting up or falling out or whichever like that, 9 times out of 10, it's irreconcilable differences between a couple of individuals. The majority of the time, that's what it is. It's very rarely because the writing's on the wall. When you see a club, and we know of many of them, many clubs started out on day 1 in a certain area where they were, in fact, without getting it, well, I ain't gonna call no names, but certain clubs got started not as a support club, but under the banner of a certain dominant that blessed them. And they were loosely associated or affiliated with whoever that dominant was. That's who they rode with. That's who they hung out with. That's whose clubhouse they went to. That's whose cousin they was dating. All of that, right? And then along comes, X number or more members over a period of time, and so on and so on. And like that commercial goes, and I told a friend, and then he told a friend, and so on and so on and so on. That's what happens with motorcycle clubs. So when that happens, now check this. I know of a certain club from up north in New York. When they got started, they was under 81 because a bunch of the cats. It's a real club. In the late 80s, they had a big raid in New York, where New York was going after. They was doing all of that RICO stuff in early 90s, actually. They was doing all that RICO stuff. And in the process, they went after a bunch of motorcycle clubs. Well, they went after the motorcycle clubs. 81 got swept up in a big way. They had like 60 81s that got arrested and a bunch of them went to prison. At the same exact time, they was working on drug cases. So a bunch of Iñeta, ¿cómo se dice? Iñeta y ¿cómo se dice? Los hombres que dice amor de rey. What do you call them guys? The Latin King.
You can't break out. You can't break out into a whole different language on us, bro.
Bro, he did that. I was like,
you can't be speaking in your second language on the show, bro. You got to stay with.
I was trying to make myself remember, but I'm trying to jog my memory. But yeah,
break out into the whole separate language on the.
Latin Kings.
That
went to a bunch of Latin Kings went to prison with a bunch of Hell's Angels. Now, here's what happened. The Hell's Angels are in prison, by prison standards, living pretty good. Why? Because their chapters are holding them down. They don't got to worry about no commissary money. They don't got to worry about somebody watching their back because they're watching each other's back, and they all eating pretty good, and they doing how they do. They're already set up in such a fashion. The infrastructure of living well in prison was already established because they came from a motorcycle club. Now, these other guys who basically street gang guys, They go in there. Maybe their abuela breaks them off every now and then. Maybe if their baby mama ain't left them, she might hit them up in the commissary a little something. They might get some visits here and there, but when they go to prison, they kind of get in where they fit in type of thing, just like any other civilian. But all these guys go to prison together. So all of these Iñetas and Dagan Latin kings are watching these 81s that they got locked up with them. Yo, these guys are moving different. They're living different. Everything with them is different. It's organized. It's brotherhood and da-da-da-da-da. What happens after 5, 7, 10, 15 years of being locked up with these guys? What do you want to do when you get out? First thing they want to do, yo, I want to join the Hells Angels. You can't. Why not? You're not white. You're something other than white. You can't join the Hells Angels. But I tell you what you can do. You can go buy a motorcycle, go get you a motorcycle, start a club, and we'll bless your ass. That's exactly what happened with this certain particular club. Now, that club got up and running, thriving in New York, was in all 5 boroughs, and everything was groovy until they came to Florida. Guess who's not in Florida?
AJ.
So when them cats came down here with them cross hammers, like when the 81 they do something cool, 81, boom, here's this cross hammer, rock that shit on your doggone rags and everything. When they come to Florida talking about, hey, we trying to get set up, first thing, no, lose them cross hammers, take off them rags. We don't do that 81 stuff here. No. We're not here representing 81. We're trying to do our own thing. Mm-hmm. But wait a minute. There's a different dominant in New York. Yeah, but they're not a support club. They just have to deal with a different dominant in New York. They learned so much that they learned that too. Mm-hmm. So now they're in Florida. How do we get going in Florida? Well, let's take a while to make sure you are who you say you are. Lose them cross hammers. Lost the cross hammers. You need to move like this. Let's figure out who you are. Now, flash forward a number of years. Hey, they up and running, been up and running, not just here in Florida and New York, but several states. They're a pretty influential club. I'm not saying who they are, but a pretty influential club who is in areas with different dominants in every single state that they're in. They ain't never been a support club to nobody, but they deal with who they deal with, where they deal with those folks. And what they don't do, when their brothers come from New York, what they don't do is they don't bring no 81 stuff down here in Florida. When the brothers here, when their brothers in Florida go up to New York to visit the mother chapter, they don't bring no Florida stuff up there. Never been a support club. They don't got nobody to leave. The only thing they have to do is maintain the relationships that they have where they are.
Sounds like every national 99 to me.
Yeah, right. That's kind of my point. That's kind of how it is, maintaining relationships.
Sounds like every national 99 to me. If you're national, it's different things in different places, and that's how it rolls. Guys, we are at an hour and have gone over it, so we're an hour and 7 minutes. We got to get out of here, but this is a great conversation we could have tomorrow or later on. I bring this conversation back up, and I think it's really awesome.
I'm at 6 minutes. I don't know this hour stuff. I'm at 6 minutes.
He said he has 6 minutes.
Don't kid me.
We two are at an hour and
7 minutes.
And 7 minutes. So we must run. Bone, I love you to death, man. You know this. And I'm gonna call you as soon as the show's over, because we got some catching up to do anyway.
Send me somebody number. Send me somebody number.
One thing right quick. HB 429, don't forget about it. Go to change.org and do fight HB, like Hotel Bravo 429er. Sign that petition if you haven't done it. Otherwise, check me out on Sundays on the Big Boneyard. You can find me on YouTube as the Big Boneyard Biker Podcast. Check me out because I'm going to be talking about that stuff.
What is it now?
It's change.org. And then when you go to change.org, just search for fight, like a fist fight, fight HB 429. Because it's a big deal. We've got a huge ride that's coming up in February where everybody and their mother from different folks from all across the country are going to be doing this ride to Tallahassee to let our voices be heard about HB 429. We've got some nice politicians, some senators and congressmen that's going to take some time out to chit chat with us, and we've been strategizing every day to stop this bill, because this is the bill that's going to put motorcycle clubs out of business. This is going to put motorcycle clubs out of business, because they'll do it in Florida. If they get away with it in Florida, it will be coming to a neighborhood near you.
If they do it in Florida, it's definitely coming to Texas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because those two guys, they like to sleep together. Oh, I'm sorry.
Look, Hot Wheels, and Racist Ron.
Yeah. Right.
I'm telling you. Racist Ron DeSantis and Hot Wheels Greg Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
Them guys love each other. And don't forget about Georgia. Don't forget about Georgia. Georgia's in the midst.
What's going on in Georgia?
The Attorney General of Georgia loves Ron DeSantis, and he thinks Greg Abbott is his stepdaddy.
Wow.
Yeah. So whatever Florida and Georgia do, whatever Florida and Texas do, Georgia wants to do it bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, let's stop 429. That's for damn sure.
Hey, thank y'all.
All right. Thank you.
Hit me up.
Yo, yeah, shoot.
I text you today. I hit you in the inbox.
I'll send you his number. All right.
Right, y'all.
All right.
Okay, preacher, let's get you up out of here, my man. Thanks,
all right.
This was a good conversation. We got to finish it. So, all right, here we go. And this is you. Get you your and
remember this one kid I met.
Yo, what's up, everyone? This is your boy Logic over here at Keep It Logical. We had a great conversation. I'm glad y'all chimed in. Hey, look, before you leave, hit that like button. We need those likes to go up. If you out here riding, we got beautiful weather out here so far in the Metroplex. When you ride, I don't care if you ride on 2s, 3s, in your car, truck, whatever. Ride hard, ride safe, and always ride on faith and keep it logical. Peace.
Peace. Hey, and it's your boy Black Dragon. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I did sign that. I think I signed that a long time ago. Apes of Zeke. I signed that a long time ago, but I was bringing it up for everybody else. Listen. I want to thank you guys for, we're already this is crazy. We're already a #1 top-selling book. My brand new book that you can get on Amazon, Kindle, and after today, you'll be able to get it on blackdragonsgear.com. So if we go type in Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Clubs, this is my newest book, Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Clubs. And it has both of my covers up here. So I got 2 covers for whoever, whichever cover you want, you can get. So there's a cover with a white club on it and a cover with a black club on it. And I guess I got to do a Hispanic club cover too. But anyway, this is Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Clubs. It is now a #1 top seller on Kindle and Amazon. And thank you guys for doing that for me. I really do appreciate it. This is the latest book in the Motorcycle Club series, the Motorcycle Club Bible series, How to Run Your Motorcycle Club. There are 9 books in this series so far, and this book, the Robert's Rules for Motorcycle Clubs, is in motorcycle clubs. Church isn't just a meeting; it's where decisions are made, brotherhood is tested, and the club's future is shaped. Too often, passions turn into chaos, shouting matches, rushed votes, politics, and resentment that tears clubs apart. Robert's Rules of Order for Motorcycle Clubs, Running Church the Right Way, changes that. Written by Black Dragon, a former national president with nearly 40 years in the life, this book adapts the proven parliamentary system of Robert's Rules specifically for motorcycle clubs. You'll learn how to run fair, efficient meetings with clear structure, quorum, professional debate, proper motion, secret ballots for sensitive votes, and the SAA enforcing respect without fists. No more who yells loudest wins, no more illegitimate decisions or kangaroo courts, just real respect, real participation, and real communication, the foundation of lasting brotherhood. Whether you're a president, sergeant at arms, or full patch, tired of drama, this book gives you the tools to make church something all the brothers can respect again. This is my newest book, and available on Amazon Kindle, and soon to it'll be on blackdragonsgear.com probably within an hour. So absolutely, thank you guys for all the support, and we have to deport these types back to Africa. Good luck. Good luck. So anyway, man, that's a hateful guy. I was told I'm not even going to follow that. Okay, so I was trying to answer some of these last comments, and they turned racist on me, so whatever. Anyway, that's it today. Appreciate it. Okay, here's a great comment to end on. Love the show. I learned so much, especially stuff outside my region. Yeah, we'll in on that. Yeah. All right, I'm your boy Black Dragon. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents down in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. And you guys, listen, try to find a way to treat somebody in your motorcycle club life like solid pieces of irreplaceable gold, and you'll have a much better motorcycle club experience. Trust me on this one. All right. Peace.